Hey there everybody, thanks for joining me here in the kitchen today, and I am going to make this really quick because I'm kind of nervous, still don't really know how this is going to work out. I'm trying to make some homemade pectin today from those green apples off the tree out front. Yeah, you may or may not want to watch this. I have no idea how this is really going to work out in the long run. Let's get started. So getting started on this pectin from green apples, it's pretty simple from what I can tell. We'll see how it works out. Just going to clean up these apples from the other day, cut them in half, start them boiling. So with those all chopped in half, into the pot where I'm supposed to boil apples until mashable. Look at that, they're already starting to brown from being out in the air. Terrible. Pop that element onto high and we'll just see how long this takes. Boil, you apples, boil. So boiling these apple halves until they're mashable took about a whopping 10 minutes. So now I need to apparently mash them, strain them, save the juice, and boil the mash a second time. So I've got a potato masher here. I'm just going to give it a go with that, and yeah, then we'll take it to the strainer. So I've given that a good thorough mashing with this potato masher. Should probably use that whatever it is that I used for straining the grapes next time I try this. But anyway, so into the strainer. Boil the solids a second time. Now that really looks like pea soup. Something tells me that's going to be sitting there for a little while. Maybe I'll grab a spoon and force it through. But I don't know, I guess not if I need to keep the solids and separate the liquid and all that stuff. Alright, carrying on. So that looks about as separated as it's going to get right now. We've got some liquid in the bottom. So I guess I boil this for a second time with some more water and strain it again. And back to a boil, you apple mash. Boil! Ain't that always how it goes? Turn your back to the stove for 1 second to check Facebook and bubble over and boil. Alright, give that a few minutes at this temperature. Maybe turn it down a touch. And we'll strain it again. It smells delicious though. So now that this has been brought to a boil for a second time, I need to strain it again. So over here to my strainer. And then, oh, foggy lens. We'll get back to you, I guess. So with all of my liquid, well, strainings, now poured back into the soup pot, saucepan, whatever you want to call it, I'm supposed to basically simmer it down till it's about half of what it is at the moment. And then apparently my pectin is ready to go. So it looks like this homemade pectin is definitely reduced to about as much as it's going to do. So let's put this into our measuring cup and see how much we got here. Alright, that is definitely much thicker than what I poured in there. Woo, look at that steam, gone. Well, it looks like that little batch of green apples gave us just under 16 ounces of our homemade pectin. So that's going to be interesting. I guess about 6 ounces is half a pack. So 12 ounces would be a pack. This is going to be fun. Alright, I'm going to let that set a little bit and then try and make some powdered pain into jelly with homemade pectin. Alright everybody, well thank you for joining me on this adventure trying to make homemade pectin. Still don't entirely know whether or not that worked out. Won't really know until I try and make some jelly with it. Probably going to get into that tomorrow, but who knows how many days that will be between now and when you actually get to see either of these videos. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed if you want to see that when it finally does roll out. And otherwise, have yourselves an absolutely fantastic day everybody.